go. Falling in Reverse, prequel. Prequel. Oh.
Dear diary, I've been searching for a higher me. I'm in the sky in the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling, and that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just wanna be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's the side effects of abuse. I admit I'm a little strange. I don't think that I'll ever change. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal, and I could be a little hypocritical, but I'll admit it straight to your face. I'm unbreakable, irreplaceable, undeniably inspirational. I use everything I had available to make me the person I am today.
Wow.
Dear diary, I just had another wild dream. I was in a world that admired me, and when I woke up I was smiling, and that's irony. You talk a lot but you don't even know me. I'm just hoping that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I have been through a lot this year. I just want to make a few things clear. I don't like it when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays it just feels so fake, so I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. I'm back the fuck up, get out my face. You enslaved the labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes, faking outrage and being seen. A generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand, it's time to fight. Don't be afraid to twist the knife. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Prepare to die, prepare to burn. Abandon hope, it's not enough, cause all our gods abandon us. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Light the match, watch it burn. Heaven falls, the angels die. Let it burn from the start. When everything falls apart.
Wow, what the fuck? Oh my God. That was a music video. That wasn't a movie. That was a music video. That seems like an insult. That was less than 4 minutes. Ooh, man. I'll say this. Oh, man. You have seen me over the years, the last almost 3 years we've done this. You have seen me turn a good 4-minute, 5-minute music video into an hour-long reaction because I dig in. I like to understand all the little details. I like to be you things. I have done that a lot. A video like this, I could spend a very long time on. A very long time. And part of that reason, well, first of all, there's so much being said anyway. So anyone with any curiosity whatsoever, any life experience, can watch this and dissect a pretty good chunk of what's being said. Okay? Anybody. But I will say this. I'm 44. I have lived a few different lives. I've lived the military life. I've lived the paramilitary life. I have lived the religious life. And then there's other pieces. And I think most of us, to some extent, not all of us, because we all have our different journeys, but most of us can probably think of at least one or two different compartments where your life can kind of fit into this, square, or this circle or diamond or whatever. And that's kind of what makes us us, which is also kind of something that he says. I think you said his name was Ronnie. Something that Ronnie says in the song. Whew. With my background, the imagery in here is, even if you don't have my background. Now, when I say that, I want to be clear because not all of you are in every single live stream. You haven't listened to every lame story that I've told you over 3 years. So I'll just tell you this. Yes, I was a Marine, but I was this close. Instead of becoming a Marine, becoming a pastor. This close. Like, had the school picked out, that was going to be my path, and I decided not to, because I figured if I was going to spend my life doing that type of work, I was going to do that type of work in the military where people didn't get to hear it. That was a chunk of my story. So to see a story like this play out with all of these different levels of, as I think Joyce said, there is a lot of aspects. There are many aspects in here of politics, of religion, of philosophy. The depth of this is insane. It's so brilliant. And Ronnie very clearly is a tatted up dude, okay? I'm going to guess Ronnie's got some demons. And I don't say that in a judgmental fashion. I say it as an observation that this is a guy that's a bit of a warrior. That's my theory. And part of what I find interesting that I think they hit on here is, I wonder, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but my theory is this tattoo on his head is a crown of thorns. Now, they put the crown on him at some point. I don't remember. I thought it was earlier. Yeah, I think it was like way back in the beginning. They put this crown of thorns on him. There it is. And then it disappears.
Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude.
And I wonder if that is the tattoo on his head. Because obviously, Ronnie understands. He understands what the crown of thorns means. He understands the battle between good and evil. He understands like certain religious aspects. And also, I will say that I'm sure a lot of you will look at this and say, oh, there's a lot of Judeo-Christian symbolism. Yes, but it's not just Judeo-Christian symbolism. There is a lot of overlap here. A lot. Oh, man, the imagery is so incredible. The color palette of the video here, this darkness, this blue, it's cold.
Had another wild dream. I was in
And even when we go to this here,
irony. You talk a lot, but you don't even know me.
there is still this barrenness. I mean, I'm guessing it's supposed to take place in the future. It is called Prequel, so it seems like he's kind of telling the story from the beginning to potentially the end, and almost like there's this dystopian default that we will go to as humans in a way. That we don't have to, but it's kind of encoded in us. And it's, I don't know, I mean, I'm really reaching here because I only watched it once, but that it's up to us to fight that, to work, to be better than that. And it's very easy for us at times to just become followers of somebody that seems powerful. So like this scene, for instance,
I'm just hoping
it's a prequel to another MV. Thank you, Trish.
that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that
So right here, they start following him.
came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I have been through a lot this year. I just want to make a few things clear. I don't like it when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays it just feels so fake, so I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal.
Now, that's one thing I'm going to hit on. Not because I think it's important to this video, and it is, but I think it's important for some of you to hear this line.
So fake, so we'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane.
I'm unapologetic. This is something that I think a lot of you should try or try harder to embrace. Now, it's easy for us to be kind of cliche, and we reference like Junie when he says like, do you, you're limited edition and all stuff. But like when it comes down to it, nobody else should be able to tell you how you feel about something. You got to make your own decisions, right? I've seen and been involved in enough conversations where people allow others to like ruin, like steal their joy. You know what I mean? Like to come against them and ruin your happiness, your fun, your esteem. I feel like it's really important to embrace the idea that you are you and nobody can take that from you. Whatever is your joy, let that be your joy. If somebody comes against that, that's not your people. You just move along. And I would be crazy to say like, it's not going to bother you, right? It's going to bother you. It might hurt your feelings. I feel like that as people, that's kind of just what happens. That's the default. Ooh, that sucks. Ooh, that hurt. I didn't like that. But once you kind of feel that and it's there, you just got it. Like you have to try. You have to put in effort to say like, okay, I felt it. It doesn't matter. This person, that's just their opinion. That's fine. But if you let them steal your joy, you let them win. It takes effort. It takes practice. It's like a muscle. You have to work that muscle to be unapologetic. Be you. Be weird. Find your people. That's it. You find your people. Might take some time. You might make some runs and you're like, oh, nope, those were not my people. It's awkward. Okay. That's it. Embrace your weird. I love it.
Apologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me.
I've got the spirit of every warrior in me. Oh.
It's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. Back the fuck up. Get out of the tank. You enslaved the labor and you pray embrace the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes. Faking outrage and being seen. A generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand. It's time to fight. Don't be afraid to twist the knife. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Prepare to die. Prepare to burn. Abandon hope. It's not enough. Cause all our gods abandon us. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Light the match. Watch it burn. Heaven falls. The angels die. From the start. When everything falls
Now, that right there is one of the most powerful shots I've seen in a video. Not that Ronnie is saying this comment that I'm about to say, this statement, but this also kind of coincides with the human condition. That we have these diabolical sides of us. We want to do the right thing. There's always this side of us that's like, oh, well, I could do this instead. It takes a conscious effort. It takes work. Try to be a good person. You make mistakes? Yeah, you make mistakes. You do things you're ashamed of? Yeah, it happens. You got regrets? Yeah, maybe. Like, this is kind of how it goes, right? It's life. That's what life is. Ooh, this is incredible. Now, I know he is saying a hell of a lot more than what I just said. I'm just making a correlation. That's all. Whoa. That's got to be his earring. Yeah, I think he's wearing an earring on his right ear that's a cross, and it caught the light in that one frame. See it? Yeah. Wow. That is crazy.